Hello everyone, I invite you to every Friday review of the cryptocurrency market. Let's start by checking the dominance of BTC over the rest of the market, and here we can see that the situation is unchanged. The dominance is hovering around 47%, moving in the sideways trend channel as can be seen in the upper border. At this point, it is worth looking at the CHOP index, which indicates that the energy has been used. However, when we look at the RSI indicator, we can see that we have strongly exceeded the upper limits of the range. Looking at these two values, we can expect a rebound in capital transfer to other altcoins. Now we can move on to marking the places of support in the event of a correction. And here in the first place we have support at 45.5%, then support is at 44.3%, 43.2%, and then 42%. Looking the other way, we will also denote the resistance for BTC dominance, and here we see that significant resistance is at 48.4% at the upper border of the channel. However, when we go higher we can see a rapid increase to around 54.4%. As the second chart in today's review, we'll be looking at BTC versus USDT, given a 4-hour time frame. First of all, using the blue lines, we can mark the uptrend channel from which the price went down. Now let's move on to marking the places of support. We will use the trend-based fib extension tool to mark the supports, and as you can see, we have the first support at $27,710, the second support at $27,451, the third at $27,069, and then the fourth support at $26,581. Looking the other way, we can also mark the places where the price should encounter resistance on the way to increases. And here we have the first resistance at $27,974, the next resistance at $28,295, then the third resistance at $28,544, and the fourth at $28,793. The CHOP index indicates that there is plenty of energy for the next move. The MACD indicator indicates a local downtrend. On the other hand, we see a rebound on the RSI, which positively makes room for new increases. As the third, we will check the BNB chart on a 4-hour interval. As we can see, the price is moving in the local downtrend channel marked with blue lines. Let's start by marking the support spots for the price, and we see that we first have support at $317.60, but if the price goes lower, we have another support at $313.70 and then at $308.50. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the places of resistance that the price has to face. And here we see that the first resistance is at $320.70, then we have resistance at $323.20, then we can mark a strong resistance zone from $325 to $330, and then resistance at $333. The CHOP index indicates that we have a lot of energy to move. MACD indicates the entry into a local downtrend. While the RSI shows a significant rebound, which creates room for future increases. The last one in today's chart is the chart of SOL in pair to USDT on a one-day interval. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the downtrend channel where the price is moving at the upper border. Moving on, we can move on to marking support areas when we start a larger correction. And here, in the first place, we have a support zone from $22.54 to $19.88 in which the price is currently located. Then we have support at the price of $17.68, and then at the price of $15.14. Looking the other way, we see that the price has rebounded from the important resistance zone from $23.44 to $27.05, which so far has no strength to break. However, if we manage to break out of this zone above, we have another resistance at the price of $32.24. As we can see, EMA cross 10 and 30 indicate the beginning of an uptrend, but be careful if it will not be a false break. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that we have the energy for the upcoming move. The MACD indicates that we are in an uptrend, while the RSI is moving around the middle of the range, which gives room for increases after a small correction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.